Hey there, this is Dark Tidings. So, yeah, it's a little early, but I managed to get some from Canada. The vast majority as my flyer. I fixed that mic here, but I got some early, so that's what we're going to be looking at here. You can see the new packaging here. This is my first time opening these, so I'm exploring the packaging as we go. But there's this yeah, nice plastic outside here. I'm also testing a new um, camera setup, so you might just see some weirdness. I'm going with it. So nice little split there to tear, and we still have a wrapped deck inside. So see what houses we're gonna get here. Oh, you know what? I want to see the name first. So I guess to do that, maybe I have to open from the bottom. All right, I'll just cover up the top so that I can't see it. Yeah, that works. Oh, I ruined it. The name was on the bottom. Okay, well now I know the name is on the side where the slit is. So this is Dewey Quadratus, and that's a nice watery name. Cool little picture there. We've got Logos, Sanctum, and Untamed. So that'll be fun. This packaging feels a little tighter than, a little different, I think, but um, very similar. No, oh, is there actually? There is actually. Oh my gosh, there's the little strip that if you can get your finger, lets you just. Of course, I can't get my finger. Never can. But that should let you thing if you get that right. Anyway, all right, so let's see. And I've looked through the cards, but I have not studied them in depth. So some of the stuff will be bad analysis, really hot takes, as we go. And I think we'll. Whoa! Literally, my first Dark Tidings card in the world is a Maverick. Not the best Maverick, but that's pretty. That's pretty. I'm pretty happy with this. So this is Francis the Economist in Logos. That's pretty cool. Francis the Economist is a 3-power elf thief with skirmish and fight. Each player gains 1. Cool. All right. Mind over matter is an action that says play put each creature into its owner's archives. Anomaly exploit. Oh wow. How are these sorted? Anomaly exploiter is an artifact, an item. It has action, destroy a damaged creature. It's going to go Mavericks, commons. We'll see. Binary Moray is a 5-power creature. It's an AI beast. It has after you raise the tide, ready Binary Moray, and after your opponent raises the tide, exhaust Binary. It has Reap, archive a card. Excited about this one. Get some play with it. Isotropic Core is an artifact with amber item, and it says each friendly creature gains hazardous 1. Oh, interesting. I don't remember. That seems like a cool effect. My creatures have hazardous. Wow. Positron Bolt. But a goodie. It's an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, you deal damage to a flank creature, damage to its neighbor, and 1 damage to the second creature other neighbor. 2/1. Professor Garwin, and this one has a capture icon on it. That's an enhancement. So Professor Garwin is a 3-power human scientist with elusive and reap. You choose a card, archives, and put it into your. That's pretty cool. You're archiving. This is a way to get some cards out of your archives without having to get them all out. That's pretty nice. Armadrone, 1-power robot with 3 and fight steal 1. That's really nice. And Australis Seaborg is a 4-power robot with 2 damage to it. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. That's cool. Beatable tide raising. You got a phase shift. Very nice. This phase shift has a capture icon on it. Phase shift is an action that says play a non-logos card this turn. That's very fun. Ooh, that could work well with the Professor Garwin. Get out whatever card, phase shift it. Of course, we might want to just phase shift through our hand. She gets out a card. Static Charge is an upgrade with a bonus amber, and it says this creature gains at the start of your turn damage of this creature's neighbors. And then we have Theory or Conjecture, an action that says play, choose 1, archive the top 2 cards of your deck, or play the top card of your deck. So you could compare, the first option is to, wow, why can't I think of it? Yep, the one from Mass Mutation. And the second one is like Wild Wormhole. But you don't get an Amber Pit. So you get to choose, but you don't get an Amber Pit. Okay, that's pretty cool. We're at 1, 2, 3 Amber Pips so far, and some nice cards. I think. All right, let's see what we get in Sanctum. We'll start with the Vault Keeper, a 4-power Spirit Knight with 1 armor. Says your Amber cannot be stolen. Being low is an action with a bonus Amber that says play capture all but 5 of your amber, distributed among any number of friendly creatures. Creatures are going to have hazardous one. So that could be there. And it also added one of those capture icons we saw. Gatekeeper. This one has a capture on it. That's actually kind of bad. Gatekeeper is a 5-power creature with 1 armor. It's a Spirit Knight, and it says play if your opponent has 7 or more. Capture all but 5 of it. This is actually counteristic because, well, most of the time, if your opponent has 5, 6, then you're glad to have this capture icon. But if they're at 7, you're actually sad. If they're at 8, then it's fine. You get to spread it out a little bit. So I guess it's okay. Gray Augur is a 3-power human, 1 armor. Each of Gray Augur's neighbors gains fight gain 1. That's nice. Hey, that could be that armor. Yeah, I like that. Holdfast is a 6-power beast. After one of its neighbors is dealt damage, you ready it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, obviously, if that's happening on your turn, it's not going to be as useful. But fight with Holdfast neighbors, get out of it. General Salvador is a 4-power human knight with 2 capture icons, not on the card, but somewhere else. So we've seen now 3 capture enhance on cards and from cards. So we'll see. Oh, nope, because there's another General Salvador. This one does have an enhanced icon. Then we have Hammergram, an action that says play deal 3 damage to a creature and stun it. Staunch Knight is a power human knight with 2 that gets +2 power while it's on a flank. We have a second Staunch Knight. Nice. And then we have Strange Ordination, an action with 3 bonus amber, but you can only play it if the tide is high. So that is pretty. That's interesting flavor text. We have much to gain from closer ties between faiths. Tariel of the Grey. Some interesting BL trip stuff going on for Cheese. And Sanctum is saying, hey, we could have some synchronism here. Well, that's a lot of amber pips, right? 3. I guess only 4 counting those. So we're up to 7 total. That's not a ton. Oh, there's a second strange ordination. Wow. I thought I was out of Sanctum. That's a lot of Amber. 10 total. Okay. And good Inferno hits. All right. Next up, we're in Untamed, and we have the Mysticity. It's an artifact, it's a beast, and a ship. How can it be a beast if it's a ship? But it has auction, exhaust one or more Untamed. If you do, give the Mysticity 3+1 power counters exhausted this way, and move it anywhere in your battle line as a creature with 0 power. That's pretty cool. So make it a big creature, but in exchange you have to exhaust some creatures. So that's interesting. Do we have anything like really protecting with that? I mean, yeah, the gatekeeper potentially. Sure. Uh, Disable maybe Garwin. Yeah, that actually seems. Then we have Genetic Drift. This is an interesting one. It's an action with a bonus amber. Play it, you give a creature a +1 power counter, then give each creature +1 power counter, another +1 power counter. So give at least 2 of, but I get some other effects that give us plus counters. Instrument of Silence is an upgrade with Amber that says this creature gains skirmish and fight gain 1. That'd be nice to put the arm power counters. That could be a nice thing to make really. Like also could go on the Mysticity if it comes out as a creature. You put it on fast. That'd be pretty. 6 power skirmish fight gain 1. That can ready when. That's cool. Bull Patty is a 5 power creature. It's a beast and it's a fisher and it's a bear. And it has Reap, discard the bottom card of your deck or the bottom 3 cards instead if the tide is high. Play each discarded this way one at a time. That could be really cool. You get 3. That seems. Then we have Ritual of Balance, an artifact. This one got a capture icon on it. It's a power, and it has action if your opponent 6 amber or steal 1. That's good because we don't have a ton of amber control in here. Bring low is really good, and these capture icons are good. Having a little more, so nice. Assert Dominance is an action. Play it for the remainder of the turn in skirmish, ready, and fight with that creature. And again, if we're building a nice big armor, fast, that could be. Deepwater Gruen is a 5 power creature. It has 2 amber icons on it. It just always does. And it has Play Reap if the tide is low, gains 1. So it's a nice alternative to Fuzzy Gruen because it doesn't always give your. But it also could give them 1 later if while the tide is low. Kind of interesting there. Oomph is a 3 power beast and cat with skirmish and fight. Give a beast creature +1 power counters. That's cool. Now we're starting to get some other power counter games going on. End up with a big Gruen, a big old Patty. Well, oftentimes it makes sense to just make itself bigger. You could make Holdfast bigger. That is a beast. Very cool. And any here? Oh, the binary it could get big. Infighting is an action. When you play it, each creature deals damage power to its right neighbor. So each creature across the whole. This could be wipe. That's an interesting card. Not a total wipe, but a move. We have a little artifact control. Polymoth, a 5 power beast with play, destroy an artifact. And then Mookling is a 2 power beast that says that your keys cost plus X, where X is Mookling's power. Now that's interesting because, partially because, if you make it bigger and drift, then you're making kill are and more. That seems Myliobe is a 4-power beast, which says while the tide is high, it gains skirmish, and before fight, you enrage the fights and each that creature favors. That seems useful. All right, so that's it. Now the other thing was here. You've done. All we'd have left is the reference card, the Archon card, but we get a Tide card. So let me though. I just want to count the amber. 2, and I think we had 10 at this point. 13 total amber is actually, that seems nice. We don't have a ton of Tide control decks, but we have a few. So actually raise the tide without having to pay for it. I think, let's see, definitely from Australis, and maybe not. Yeah, so we made to raise it without having to pay chains. But it seems like there's a lot of stuff that might make it worth pay the chain. And so, yeah, so here is a Tide card. It has a reference, so it has a reference for how certain effects work. Tide as well as rage, stun, and hazardous. Um, so I wonder if this is specific to the deck, right? Because we had some in rage, we have some stun. I think we had some in we have hazardous. I wonder if this changes. That it does. We'll see. Okay. But it explains the tide, and then here is the tide card. Have that in here, and then here's the new reference card. I'll cover that QR next, but this is the reference card. So it's laid out sideways, or tells me there's Maverick. There is a card. It has that third, eighth card, which is tide, and then the list. It's like the focus, but very interesting how the list seems to go Maverick, rare, uncommon. It's just alphabetical. So um, that's what we expect going. That's we know what to expect. It's no big. And yeah, I'm excited to try playing this maybe later today. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Like I said, I got these from Canada. If you're anxious, find some ship down here. Otherwise, wait for the official release day, May 4th, and get out there and find some keys.